least 1,000 subscribers or more. Comment below if you ever watched any of these shows before and tell me what you like about the show. Like, let me conversate with you guys. Like, I'm engaging with my fans. And when you guys have chance to watch it, if you don't have chance to watch it, girl, you better go watch it, cause you better get a chance to watch it. Why I say that? You better get a chance to watch all this show. Just say it in my video because you guys don't want to miss it out. And if you guys got a chance to watch it, comment below, come back here, this specific channel, this channel, and say, girl, you was right. I said, I know I was right, cause I watch majority of my show on Netflix and a Go TV show on TV, but it looks like low-key. I don't watch a lot of TV right now. It's barely have nothing to watch. But yeah, I will end my video right now. But hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss it out because your girl is coming with, you never know, pretty soon I will be coming out with a vlogs. You never know. You never know, girls and boys or young ladies and young men, but you never know. So bye. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, just hit that red button in the middle or down there. Hit that notification bell, cause you will not miss this out. And trust me, your girl is always gonna be straight positive. But let's get right in the video. It will be the same video I did a couple weeks ago, but this one here will be TV show and series, because a lot of people want to know what to watch on Netflix. Girl, I got you. Let me tell you about this show, because you will not regret it, because trust me, because all my friends tell me, girl, you was right. I catch you when the season's over. I say, yeah, I know, yeah. But let's go right in the video. I know this is. Oh yeah, tell a friend to comment below and tell me what video you want me to do next. I know it's gonna be awesome. But let's get 100 subscribers. We have like almost 50 more subscribers in my YouTube channel. I'm grinding. I'm not taking no answer for a no, cause your girl is awesome. First show I have in my list is Day Right People. Girl, and the Vanilla season 2. You guys better go watch it, cause it's a good show. And it just like a couple episodes. It's not that much. Riverdale, girl, they play on TV. They play on TV, but I'm waiting for season 2 to come on Netflix because your girl got interested. It's very good show, trust me. Fuller House, ready for the next season, girl. I finished that season since day 1. Hey, it's interesting to me. It should be to you. Greenhouse Academic. Greenhouse Academic. If you like scientific drama and low-key comedy, this is a show. But I like it because it make you think a little bit. So you should try that. Watch it. Backstage Well, backstage is a little. It's not a little kids show, but it's like the age of 14 going up. But age is just a number, girl. Young have been missing. This show is awesome, and trust me, I like it. But sadly, it finished overall. But it's a good show. You guys should watch it. The Grassy Next Class. It was a Degrassi Bay fan, like the old time when Drake was there. You gotta watch it. But it's not like the old people back in the season. It's just like, god damn, why would a person do that? You should go watch it. The next show I'm saying is Lost and Found, because it's a good show. Once again, it like drama, age 14 going up, but who judging you? Everybody watch cartoon at age 30. What's up? Jane Virgin, girl, I'm gonna be watching the season pretty soon. Go Witch is a good show. It's also in Hallmark. So if you guys like Hallmark Lifetime movie, this is a show to watch, because it's very magical, but I like it. God damn, it's only 5 minutes. Grey Anatomy, girl, where you guys been? Because it's been awesome. So I will be ending my video right now. Sadly, I thought I have more, but hey. Thank you for clicking this video. I very appreciate it. And you make sure you hit the subscribe button below. You never know what's coming in the next couple days. I'm grinding. Hopefully by the end of this year, I get at least 1,000 subscribers or more. Comment below if you ever watched any of these shows before and tell me what you like about the show. Like, let me conversate with you guys. Like, I'm engaging with my fans. And when you guys have chance to watch it, if you don't have chance to watch it, girl, you better go watch it, cause you better get a chance to watch it. Why I say that? You better get a chance to watch all this show I just said in my video, because you guys don't want to miss it out. And if you guys got a chance to watch it, comment below. Come back here, this specific channel, this channel, and say, girl, you was right. I said, I know I was right, cause I watch majority of my show on Netflix and a Go TV show on TV, but it looks like low-key. I don't watch a lot of TV right now. It's barely have nothing to watch. But yeah, I will end my video right now. But hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss it out, because your girl is coming with, you never know, pretty soon I will be coming out with a vlogs. You never know. You never know, girls and boys, or young ladies and young men, but you never know. So bye. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, just hit that red button in the middle or down there. Hit that notification fair, cause you will not miss this out, and trust me, your girl is always gonna be straight positive. But let's get right in the video. It will be the same video I did a couple weeks ago, but this one here will be TV show and series, because a lot of people want to know what to watch on Netflix. Girl, I got you. Let me tell you about this show, because you will not regret it, because trust me, because all my friends tell me, girl, you was right. I catch you when the season's over. I say, yeah, I know, yeah. But let's go right in the video. I know this is. Oh yeah, tell a friend to comment below and tell me what video you want me to do next. I know it's gonna be awesome. Let's get 100 subscribers. We have like almost 50 more subscribers in my YouTube channel. I'm grinding. I'm not taking no answer for a no, cause your girl is awesome. First show I have in my list is Day Right People. Girl, and the Banana season 2. You guys better go watch it, cause it's a good show. And it does like a couple episodes. It's not that much. Riverdale, girl, they play on TV. They play on TV, but I'm waiting for season 2 to come on Netflix, because your girl get interested. It's very good show, trust me. Fuller House, ready for the next season, girl. I finished that season since day 1. Hey, it's interesting to me. It should be to you. Greenhouse Academic. Greenhouse Academic. If you like scientific drama and low-key comedy, this is a show. But I like it because it make you think a little bit. So you should try that. Watch it. Backstage. Well, Backstage is it's not a little kid show, but it's like the age of 14 going up. But age is just a number, girl. Young, where have you been missing? This show is awesome, and trust me, I like it. But sadly, it finished overall. But it's a good show. You guys should watch it. Degrassi Next Class. It was a Degrassi Bay fan, like the old time when Drake was there. You gotta watch it. But it's not like the old people back in the season. It's just like, god damn, why would a person do that? You should go watch it. The next show I'm saying is Lost and Found, because it's a good show. Once again, it like drama, age 14 going up. But who judging you? Everybody watch cartoon at age 30. What's up? Jane Virgin. Girl, I'm gonna be watching the season pretty soon. Go Witch is a good show. It's also in Hallmark. So if you guys like Hallmark Lifetime movie, this is a show to watch. Cause it's magical. But I like it. God damn, it's only 5 minutes. Grey Anatomy. Girl, where you guys been? Because it's been awesome. So I will be ending my video right now. Sadly, I thought I have more, but hey, thank you for clicking this video. I very appreciate it. And you make sure you hit the subscribe button below. You never know what's coming in the next couple days. I'm grinding. Hopefully by the end of this year, I get at least 1,000 subscribers or more. Comment below if you ever watched any of these shows before and tell me what you like about the show. Like, let me conversate with you guys. Like, I'm engaging with my fans. And when you guys have chance to watch it, if you don't have chance to watch it, girl, you better go watch it, cause you better get a chance to watch it. Why I say that? You better get a chance to watch all this show I just said in my video, because you guys don't want to miss it out. And if you guys got a chance to watch it, comment below. Come back here, this specific channel, this channel, and say, girl, you was right. I said, I know I was right, cause I watch majority of my show on Netflix and a GoTV show on TV, but it looks like low-key. I don't watch a lot of TV right now. It's barely have nothing to watch. But yeah, I will end my video right now. But hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss it out, because your girl is coming with, you never know, pretty soon I will be coming out with a vlogs. You never know. You never know, girls and boys, or young ladies and young men, but you never know. So bye. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, just hit that red button in the middle or down there. Hit that notification bell, cause you will not miss this out. And trust me, your girl is always gonna be straight positive. But let's get right in the video. It will be the same video I did a couple weeks ago, but this one here will be TV show and series, because a lot of people want to know what to watch on Netflix. Girl, I got you. Let me tell you about this show, because you will not regret it, because trust me, because all my friends tell me, girl, you was right. I catch you when the season's over. I say, yeah, I know, yeah. But let's go right in the video. I know this is. Oh yeah, tell a friend to comment below and tell me what video you want me to do next. I know it's gonna be awesome. Let's get 100 subscribers. We have like almost 50 more subscribers in my YouTube channel. I'm grinding. I'm not taking no answer for a no, cause your girl is awesome. First show I have in my list is Day Right People. Girl, and the Vanilla season 2. You guys better go watch it, cause it's a good show. And it just like a couple episodes. It's not that much. Riverdale, girl, they play on TV. They play on TV, but I'm waiting for season 2 to come on Netflix, because your girl got interested. It's very good show, trust me. Fuller House, ready for the next season, girl. I finished that season since day 1. Hey, it's interesting to me. It should be to you. Greenhouse Academic. Greenhouse Academic. If you like scientific drama, low-key comedy. This is a show, but I like it because it make you think a little bit. So you should try that. Watch it. Backstage. Well, backstage is a little. It's not a little kid show, but it's like the age of 14 going up. But age is just a number, girl. Young, where have you been missing? This show is awesome, and trust me, I like it. But sadly, it finished overall. But it's a good show. You guys should watch it. Degrassi Next Class. It was a Degrassi Bay fan, like the old time when Drake was there. You gotta watch it. But it's not like the old people back in the season. It's just like, god damn, why would a person do that? You should go watch it. The next show I'm saying is Lost and Found because it's a good show. Once again, it like drama. Age 14 going up, but who judging you? Everybody watch cartoon at age 30. What's up? Jane Virgin. Girl, I'm gonna be watching the season pretty soon. Go Witch is a good show. It's also in Hallmark. So if you guys like Hallmark Lifetime movie, this is a show to watch. Because it's very magical, but I like it. God damn, it's only 5 minutes. Grey Anatomy, girl, where you guys been? Because it's been awesome. So I will be ending my video right now. Sadly, I thought I had more, but hey. Thank you for clicking this video. I very appreciate it. And you make sure you hit the subscribe button below. You never know what's coming in the next couple days. I'm grinding. Hopefully by the end of this year, I get at least 1,000 subscribers or more. Comment below if you ever watched any of these shows before and tell me what you like about the show. Like, let me conversate with you guys. Like, I'm engaging with my fans. And when you guys have chance to watch it, if you don't have chance to watch it, girl, you better go watch it, cause you better get a chance to watch it. Why I say that? You better get a chance to watch all this show I just said in my video, because you guys don't want to miss it out. And if you guys got a chance to watch it, comment below. Come back here, this specific channel, this channel, and say, girl, you was right. I said, I know I was right, cause I watch majority of my show on Netflix and a Go TV show on TV, but it looks like low-key. I don't watch a lot of TV right now. It's barely have nothing to watch. But yeah, I will end my video right now. But hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss it out because your girl is coming with, you never know. Pretty soon I will be coming out with a vlogs. You never know. You never know, girls and boys or young ladies and young men, but you never know. So bye. Hello you guys. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, just hit that red button in the middle or down there. Hit that notification bell, cause you will not miss this out. And trust me, your girl is always gonna be straight positive. But let's get right in the video. It will be the same video I did a couple weeks ago, but this one here will be TV show and series, because a lot of people want to know what to watch on Netflix. Girl, I got you. Let me tell you about this show, because you will not regret it, because trust me, because all my friends tell me, girl, you was right. I catch you when the season's over. I say, yeah, I know, yeah. But let's go right in the video. I know this is. Oh yeah, tell a friend to comment below and tell me what video you want me to do next. I know it's gonna be awesome. But let's get 100 subscribers. We have like almost 50 more subscribers in my YouTube channel. I'm grinding. I'm not taking no answer for a no, cause your girl is awesome. First show I have in my list is Day Right People. Girl, and the very season 2, you guys better go watch it, cause it's a good show. And it's just like a couple episodes. It's not that much. Riverdale, girl, they play on TV. They play on TV, but I'm waiting for season 2 to come on Netflix, because your girl get interested. It's very good show, trust me. Fuller House, ready for the next season, girl. I finished that season since day 1. Hey, it's interesting to me. It should be to you. Greenhouse Academic. Greenhouse Academic. If you like scientific drama and low-key comedy, this is a show. But I like it because it make you think a little bit. So you should try that. Watch it. Backstage. Well, Backstage is it's not a little kids show, but it's like the age of 14 going up. But it's just a number, girl. Young, where have you been missing? This show is awesome, and trust me, I like it. But sadly, it finished overall. But it's a good show. You guys should watch it. Degrassi Next Class. It was a Degrassi Bay fan, like the old time when Drake was there. You gotta watch it. But it's not like the old people back in the season. It's just like, god damn, why would a person do that? You should go watch it. The next show I'm saying is Lost and Found, because it's a good show. Once again, it like drama, age 14 going up. But who judging you? Everybody watch cartoon at age 30. What's up? Jane Virgin. Girl, I'm gonna be watching the season pretty soon. Go Witch is a good show. It's also in Hallmark. So if you guys like Hallmark Lifetime movie, this is a show to watch, because it's very magical.
All ships, detecting echoes. Stay alert. Could be caused by 10 void masks.
First review of May. What are we doing? I really need to clean up around here. Huh. I don't remember planning that. I guess I just won't question it. I mean, it's on the schedule. I have to do it. It's the rules. Could get me into trouble, though. Oh well. Alright, let's talk about something a little different. Let's talk about Lauren Southern. Never heard of her? Good. And if you don't like being angry, I would shut off this video right now. Lauren Southern is a far-right white identitarian, which is basically just a nice way of saying white nationalist. Maybe not quite to Richard Spencer levels, but she doesn't seem to mind defending his ideas.
Richard Spencer is not a white supremacist. He is a white nationalist. He believes in a white ethno-state. He doesn't believe in whites being superior.
Like, you know Tomi Lahren? Well, she's kind of like her, except more boring, less attractive, and sincere. I mean, come on, there's no way Tomi Lahren's real. She's a cartoon. Lauren is a genuine asshole who hates immigrants unless they're white, and hates feminists unless they're the ones who agree with her. To give you some backstory, Lauren is Canadian, so no matter how angry you get, just remember that this is her prime minister. Originally libertarian, she left the party when she found out they weren't racist enough. I'm not really kidding about that. She originally started out on the Canadian right-wing news show Rebel Media, who you may know better for the time two of their correspondents interrupted a theater play in which a Trump-like figure is assassinated, even though in the context of the play, that is seen as a bad thing. After some drama that I won't get into, she left Rebel Media in early 2017 and has been strictly independent. And has gone off the fucking rails. From attacking boats to suing the United Kingdom, Lauren's had quite an eventful year. Okay, before we move on, I will say this is not me attacking conservatives or Republicans or whatever. This is a stupid person who does not speak for her entire political party. Also, calling her conservative is a little weird since, one, she barely talks about economic policies, and two, seems to actively go against some of the things this party is all about, mainly using the government to change the culture of our country. Also, there are plenty of people on the left that I can't stand either. The only problem is, they're all boring, so I don't really watch them. Lauren, for better or worse, I keep coming back to her videos. I mean, she is, in my opinion, one of the worst people on YouTube. And even though I know I shouldn't, I keep watching her videos and they piss me off every single time. Usually I can stop watching a channel when I realize I don't like it. So maybe I should just talk about her. Maybe doing this will finally get me to stop torturing myself. So we're going to look over what I consider the worst videos she's made. But first, a few ground rules. I'm not doing any videos she did for Rebel Media. Also, no appearances on other channels, and I'm only considering what she's done since she went independent in early 2017. After all, we all make crappy videos when we start out, and now she has no excuse. She's not under some right-wing think tank anymore. And just to make sure I'm not strawmanning her or taking her arguments out of context, I'll leave links to every video on the list in the description below. So let's not waste any more time. These are my picks for the top 10 worst Lauren Southern videos. Number 10. A London mosque called the police on me. Lauren likes doing these street interviews, and I already hate this type of video in a political context, when either side does it, because it's always just asking random people either loaded questions or questions that would be way too complicated to answer in a short amount of time, and then they probably edit out people actually giving a decent answer, or giving full context so they look like idiots. But yeah, she's done plenty of these, and I think this has to be my least favorite of them. She goes to Whitechapel in London, stands outside a mosque, and asks a bunch of Muslims what they think British culture is. Remember, Lauren is Canadian.
Because we were outside the mosque, we started having a guy follow us around with his cell phone and come up to us and basically say, like, you're not allowed to film here, which we perfectly are allowed to film here. It's a public street.
True, but that doesn't mean people can't be a little uncomfortable with you filming outside their place of worship. This was recorded after the Finsbury Mosque attack.
And the police came up to us and they had a million questions about, what's your report about? Who do you work for? What questions are you asking, like that's somehow relevant to what we're doing?
Actually, those are relevant to what you're doing. Granted, you haven't done anything that would be warranting of arrest, but asking you questions, I don't think I don't think that's too unreasonable. Most of the people she asked say that British culture is multicultural, which is fair. I mean, culture is such a broad term that it can pretty much mean anything from the food that's often eaten in that country to customs, but even then, there are going to be detractors.
It's furries outside a mosque.
That is the definition of multiculturalism.
You know, everybody respect each other, and that's what London is to me. Yeah.
Now, like, for example, I'm not allowed to enter this building here because I'm a woman. Do you find that tolerant or no?
Hey Lauren, what's your opinion on a Christian bakery being forced to bake gay wedding cakes?
I don't think we should tolerate things that are counter to the British cultural values.
Great, then you think Christian bakers should be forced to bake gay wedding cakes. Look, I don't agree with them forcing women to wear a hijab to enter the mosque, but given that it's a private religious institution, they have the right to do it. My absolute favorite's this guy.
Okay. What are you using this for?
I just make YouTube videos.
Right, okay.
It's like he went up hoping to be on TV, and when he finds out it's just a YouTube channel, he's like, oh. This is a completely pointless video, and you can tell she didn't have much substance since she has that stupid clickbait title. The police are only like in 30 seconds of this whole video. Oh, and I'd be stupid not to bring up this little piece of irony. Back in March, Lauren tried to go back to London, but was stopped by border control, and after some questioning, her American counterpart Brittany Pettibone and Martin Sellner were all banned from entering due to their extremist beliefs. And they took this as an insult.
I was not allowed in because of racism.
We shouldn't tolerate beliefs that go against British values. I got banned from the UK for having beliefs that go against British values. This is an outrage. And then they decided to sue the whole country.
We are gonna sue the United Kingdom.
Never thought I'd hear any of us ever say that.
We've reached levels of hypocrisy I didn't even know were possible, and we're only at number 10. Quick update. While I was editing, Lauren actually released a video where she addressed the hypocrisy that I just mentioned. As you can imagine, it was completely awful, as she basically just said as long as you have a passport, you can come into a country, no matter what. I mean, if you've expressed ideas that go against the values of that country, I mean, as long as you're white, I guess it's okay. The video is terrible, but to be fair, I will put a link in the description so you can go watch it for yourself.
You're literally gonna get arrested for standing outside a mosque.
Number 9. The War on Fathers. Okay, first off, put on a shirt. I'm serious, for the first half of this video I thought she was topless. Totally not pandering to young horny men who only watch you because you're attractive, but I guess you have to since this is one of the most misandrous things I've ever seen. This was posted on Father's Day and could have been a nice little video, maybe talking about the relationship she has with her father, or talking about how the father is often screwed over in divorce in terms of alimony and visitation rights. In fact, that's what I thought it was originally going to be about with the title The War on Fathers, but no, instead she goes into these weird conspiracies about how feminists in the media hate fathers and are trying to make everyone resent their dads. She cites shows like The Simpsons and Rick and Morty as ways that the father figure has diminished since the days of Leave It to Beaver. I argue it's just a dumb cliche and that most people aren't stupid enough to let TV shape how they view the world. And then of course there are the cherry-picked clips and headlines of some women being sexist, or at least appearing to be sexist. And then she goes on to say how fathers are important to a child's upbringing.
Psychologist Jean Piaget, as well as the more recent Dr. Jordan Peterson, note that childhood play is integral to proper social development, and on average, fathers are much more likely to play games with their children than mothers are.
I didn't know playing games was a gender issue. This makes even less sense when you learn she thinks women should be stay-at-home housewives, who would be raising the kids, but they don't play games. She also talks about how kids from fatherless homes are more likely to have behavioral problems. I think it's more of a money issue. Obviously, having one parent who has to work all the time just to put food on the table is going to make it more likely that the kids didn't grow up with much parental interaction at all. Plus, they're more likely to live in poor neighborhoods with more rampant crime. So even if it's a single father, it would cause some problems. But then she says this.
Fathers fathers are also much more likely to push their kids out of their comfort zone and encourage them to take risks. For example, let's say a child gets into a fight on the playground. Instead of protecting his child from the incident and pulling his child away like a mother would, the father is more likely to let the child deal with the conflict themselves and learn from it.
So, if a kid, for some reason, decides to tell his dad that he's going to get in a fight with a kid the next day on the playground, the dad will just let him do it. You have a lower opinion of men than the most feminazi, man-hating woman on Tumblr. Also, what if he wins? Mix that with the fact that this has some implications that gay couples shouldn't be able to raise kids.
But that mothers and fathers bring complementary value systems and parenting styles to a child's upbringing that, together, mold them into well-rounded young adults. Fathers also play a large role in the development of empathy in children.
Also, assumptions about how any college liberal/feminist just didn't have a dad and that's why they have the beliefs they do. Because Lauren loves assuming things about the personal lives of people she doesn't like.
Boys who grew up without a father figure are more likely to emulate peers as their male figure.
So are you going to talk about organizations that help fatherless parents like Big Brothers Big Sisters or the Head Start program? No, because this video isn't really a celebration of fathers or anything like that. It's just an excuse to bash the people she doesn't like. Although, who am I to judge there?
Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please share this video and happy Father's Day.
Number 8. The Great Replacement. I'll try and keep this one short since YouTuber Sean, formerly known as Sean and Jen, pretty much took this video down perfectly. And then the Free Speech Warriors took that video down because, you know, free marketplace of ideas. This video is fear-mongering. It's nothing but trying to show that through the continuation of refugees and immigrants from African and Middle Eastern countries, the culture and, well, whiteness of the Western world will cease to exist soon. Yep, it's about that lovely thing called white genocide. You want to talk about white privilege? Apparently our genocide can only happen from our own ignorance.
You have one people, and in the space of a single generation, you have a different people.
The Africans and Middle Easterners are taking over. We have to stop all immigration or we're all doomed. Yeah, like I said, Lauren Southern is at the very least a light white nationalist, and I have zero tolerance for white nationalists from North America. At least in Europe, they can argue they were there first. We stole this land from Native Americans, so if you want to give everyone their own ethno-state, then all of us white people have to move back to Europe. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure Europe is a lovely place, but I'd have to get a new job, probably learn Spanish or French. It's just too much trouble. Of course, she tries to hide her racism by not referring to the immigrants as blacks or browns, but by using the term Muslim.
The non-Muslim population will continue to decline.
Here's the thing about religion though. People can change their mind. Not every child born to a Muslim couple will grow up still being Muslim. They may convert to a different religion or atheism or stay a Muslim but in name only. So worrying about the rising Muslim population isn't really necessary as those can decrease over time. So no, the Great Replacement isn't real. And even if it is, it probably won't happen for many years. Most of us will either be dead or very, very old. And before you even say, we want to leave a better future for the next generation, you've mocked the idea of climate change. Piss off.
We greatly overestimate the ability of peoples to assimilate, because in actuality, total proper assimilation is extremely rare.
Yes, most of the first generation will not be able to 100% integrate, but their children, unless they're sheltered by their parents, will integrate, and then their children even more, and their children even more. So Western culture is not going anywhere.
It's just a matter of how far gone into the transition it'll be before we do that.
Number 7. How to be single. Oh god, I wish. No, this is a comedic skit that strawmans all the single ladies. Lauren Southern isn't funny, and to be fair, she rarely ever tries to be funny, because she has very little personality, no charisma, and most of the jokes in this are based on outdated stereotypes.
I mean, I've never needed a man, anyway. I've never needed a guy to help me with the furniture, to help me mow the lawn.
Hurdy her, she's a woman, she can't mow the lawn.
And mothers are sometimes not too good at what Dad used to do.
You know, my mom actually mows the lawn way more than my dad does. My dad doesn't even do it unless it's a riding mower. Her character in this skit is supposed to be that stereotypical feminist that's always going on about how single they are, and they are a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. Isn't that stereotype from the 80s to early 2000s that most modern feminists hate?
Right out of college, I nailed my dream job being a blogger at Thought Catalog. It's a pretty prestigious website, in my opinion.
Oh God, you're bad at this. And as a strong, independent woman who don't need no man, she of course hates her job, drowns her sorrows in wine, and doesn't shower because if you're not married, you don't care about hygiene.
I haven't felt the loving embrace of a man in like 3 years, and I'm totally okay with that.
Because all single women secretly desire the warm, masculine touch of the Y chromosome. Spoiler alert, this will come up later. This is pretty much half her philosophy. So yeah, most of the video is just not funny and feels a bit creepy. Like, I don't know, this whole thing gives me the creeps. Like, she's planning a murder or something. But also, this is a horribly made video. Everything keeps going out of focus, the editing is slow, and the audio levels are awful. And I would forgive it. It's not like my videos are the most well-produced out there, but she has over 400,000 subscribers. She has a PayPal account, and she used to have a Patreon account before they shut it down for her being, you know, an idiot. Is this part of the joke? What BuzzFeed, Slate, Vice videos look and sound this bad?
I asked for a guy's number, and he's just so forgetful. He gives me the wrong number. Like, what a jackass. Why would I want to get married? Marriage limits people so much these days. I mean, as an unmarried woman in approaching her 30s, I can have it all.
This whole video feels like the beginning of some thriller of a woman who can never be in a committed relationship despite wanting one, and later goes on a killing spree, because if she can't have them, no one can.
I'm definitely not lonely. Never felt that way before, just not lonely.
I never thought I'd be wishing I was watching a Steven Crowder video, but at least I could say he has personality.
What the f*** are you doing here?
Number 6. Hashtag Unite the Right Madness interview with James Allsup. As I'm sure most of you know, back in August during the Unite the Right rally where a bunch of neo-Nazis and white supremacists, and some I assume were good people, were protesting the removal of a Robert E. Lee statue, some dumbass drove his car into a crowd of protesters, killing Heather Heyer, and later 2 state troopers died in a helicopter crash. Well, on that day, right afterwards, Lauren had an impromptu interview with James Allsup, who was scheduled to speak at the rally. Lauren likes associating with some of the worst people you can. Remember, this is the same person who interviewed G. Edward Griffin, a man who thinks you can cure cancer by eating apple seeds. But for me, I think the interview with James Allsup is worse.
I've spoken out and said I'm not a Nazi so many times.
Yes, you fucking are! Okay. I don't have time to go into the reasons this guy's a Nazi, so down in the description you'll find the link to Kevin Logan's Descent of Manosphere episode on him. That pretty much gives you everything you need to know. Since this interview was done on the day of the attack and not all the facts had come in, I'm not going to hold it against them that they consider it may have actually been a protester that killed a rally member, or suggesting it may have been an accident, although that didn't stop James from tweeting that it was an accident a few days later. Also, I didn't know people called the Nice and Stockholm attacks cultural enrichment, James. Would you care to give me some examples? Anyway, the video. A lot of it is victim blaming, saying that the protesters were the ones mostly being violent, and so anything that came from it was entirely their fault.
Now, this is one of the things that I believe Jordan Peterson has talked about a lot.
Stop using Jordan Peterson like he's a smart person. He's not a smart person. May proceed.
He's said, when people are no longer allowed to speak, when they're no longer allowed to express their ideas and their concerns and their worries, things have to result in violence.
So if someone is limiting your freedom of speech, you have the right to beat and or kill them. Got it.
White men are kind of angry right now after they've had so much every single day, MTV, every single day, the mainstream media, schools, everything telling you white men suck, white men suck. So it's kind of like, you really didn't expect this. You really didn't expect some people to come and speak up against that or be radicalized by being hated so much.
So they couldn't handle people calling them names. Special little snowflakes. Also, I'm sure that if I told Lauren that her anti-Muslim bigotry was radicalizing Muslims, Muslims and turning them towards groups like ISIS, she would say that's their problem, not hers.
And the theme was that white people, white men, white individuals in this country and around the world are tired of being seen as the perpetrator and responsible for every evil in the world.
And black people were tired of being killed and beaten by police, but that doesn't excuse Black Lives Matter rallies that turn violent.
The media is kind of overplaying their hand when they come out and they demonize white men. They say it's the white men are responsible for this, that, and the other. And a lot of white men are saying, hey, look, I haven't done anything wrong. I've never hurt a minority. I've never, engaged in racism or bigotry or anything.
I'm sick and tired of being called a racist. I'm not a racist. I'm so angry I'm gonna go march in a rally where one of the main speakers is Richard fucking Spencer.
I believe in libertarian economics for the most part, and people will still accuse me of being a Nazi.
Again, you went to a rally organized by Jason Kessler. If you don't want to be called a Nazi, stop associating with them.
The pictures that were going around on Twitter last night of the guys at the Torchlit rally with the Roman salutes going up, it was 6 guys out of probably 600.
Seems like a bit more than 6 to me.
Identity politics is a term that 4 years ago we probably never heard, but now it's completely mainstream. And so they've been making this case for identity politics for the longest time. And now when white people are turning around and saying, hey, we'd like some of that, they're in a position where they can't argue against it because they've been building up that case for so long.
Identity politics sucks, so let's start our own movement based around identity politics. This is a good plan.
And if this does happen again, I can guarantee you that these people will be back twice as big with more people, more organization, better aesthetics.
That sounds kind of threatening. This video was awful. James sounds not unlike the people he claims to hate, and Lauren is a terrible interviewer. Fuck this video, and fuck James Allsup.
See you then.
Thanks. Thank you. Cool.
Number 5. Seeing Death in defense of Logan Paul, her very first video of 2018. For those who need a reminder, in the final days of 2017, YouTuber Logan Paul went to Japan and vlogged himself doing stupid things, and then went into their legendary suicide forest, which he knew that's what it was, and surprise surprise, found a dead body. Instead of immediately turning off the camera and calling the police, him and his friends laughed about it and then put it on YouTube with a really clickbaity thumbnail. After it went up, pretty much everyone over the age of 15 called him out on it. It didn't matter what political affiliation you were, pretty much everyone agreed that this was really stupid. Except, of course, for Miss Southern here. She actually wanted to stick up for him a little bit, and it is as awful as you probably expect.
Death on the internet is not something that is new. We see pictures of dead people all the time from war, even on channels that are like family news channels.
Context! There's a difference between showing a dead body as part of a news story and using it as part of a comedic vlog. Also, yeah, going around Japan acting like this. Yeah, there's a difference.
Ironically, tons of people were saying he needs to hang himself.
Alright, I don't agree with that, but there's a middle ground between telling him to kill himself and defending him for the stupid shit he did.
Quite the overreaction from people and just kind of piled on because people were virtue signaling.
Do you always have to use your buzzwords even when they have nothing to do with anything?
Just 2 weeks ago, many of the YouTubers who joined it were criticizing the internet for creating such a big hate train against August Ames, which led her to committing suicide.
We'll get into Lauren's thoughts on bullying later, but just keep that in the back of your mind. Seriously, this is one of the few things that most people agreed on. It was this net neutrality and that the people who decided to put cherries inside Hershey Kisses are worse than actual murderers. Now, most of Lauren's defense is based around the straw man argument that people were angry that he laughed after seeing the dead body. Never mind that there were several other factors that people were upset about. She then goes into a story about how when she saw someone die in a car crash and having seen such a gruesome scene, started laughing to cope with the trauma. Did you film it? Did you then put it on the internet with a clickbaity thumbnail? No? Then not a good comparison. Also, he went to the suicide forest. He knew there was a strong possibility that he would find a dead body. So saying it was to cope with the shock doesn't really work.
I'm so disappointed by the whole internet just jumping on this guy.
Why are you trying so hard to defend this? Is Logan Paul a secret white nationalist or something? Oh, and this is rich coming from you, Lauren. Back in 2017, she made a video called Traditionalism versus Freedom. It's mostly bullshit, and in the video she talks smack about some women who were out on the streets drunk during Britain's Ladies' Day. She even said that was the end of Western civilization as we know it.
If this is what people consider being civilized, well,
they don't. This is called being drunk. A lot of people get drunk. This actually works as a good representation of Lauren as a whole. Her views are exactly the same as the fundamentalist Muslim she hates, but I guess she's different because, hey, she doesn't want to kill people. She just wants to shift the culture in a way that anyone who does act the way she doesn't like will be shamed for it by the entire goddamn country. Wait a minute, I was talking about Logan Paul. Yeah, so being drunk in your own country on a holiday, that's bad. That should be shameful. But you go to another country, annoy their people, act like a jackass, and then film a dead body in what they call the suicide forest, that's worth defending.
If I'm a terrible person for having alleviated some of my extreme emotional pain at that time for cracking a joke, then fine.
No, Lauren, you're a terrible person for a lot of other reasons.
You guys just wait and see what happens with you when you witness something as horrific as that.
Number 4. The streets of Paris. This is one of the most blatant examples of racism I've ever seen. I genuinely want to know what she was thinking when she made this video. Here's what it is. Lauren walks around Paris for about 45 minutes, sped up so it's about 7.5 minutes long, with some generic techno beat under it. And that's it. If I were to just watch this without any knowledge of who Lauren Southern is, I'd just think it was some random woman blogging her day through Paris. But then you check the description and suddenly it takes a dark turn. For those who are confused by the point of this video, the point is that France is changing forever due to mass immigration. I know, there were 0 berets in that video. The globalists have won. The people in this video were not speaking French. Were you? The women were not wearing their hair in French braids. Ah yes, the French braids that originated in North Africa. They had their headscarves on. Yeah, a few women were wearing hijabs, which, whether you agree with them or not, are not illegal in France. While there are laws that ban scarves that cover the entire face, like the niqab and burqa, in a public place, the hijab is not. When I was driving from the airport, I saw people being fed from volunteer aid vans in the Syrian zones and coming up to your cars with signs in Arabic. Oh no! There are people helping refugees who just escaped a violent war zone! Much of what you are looking at is not legal or proper migration and assimilation. How? Look at what's going on in the video. Everyone is just doing what you would expect them to do in the big city. Walking around, talking on phones, riding bikes, I think 2 even give a fist bump at one point. What part of this isn't integration? And also, how do you know all of these are refugees? Most of them could have just been born in France or, you know, tourists. You are in one of the biggest tourist destinations in the world. You yourself are a foreign individual on the streets of Paris. Never have I seen a video fail so miserably that it actually conveys the exact opposite message that the YouTuber was trying to convey. This shows that letting in refugees and immigrants apparently doesn't do shit. The only thing out of the ordinary is at the end when there's some protest going on. I don't know what they're protesting, but it doesn't seem to have turned violent, so I don't see what the problem is here. Here's the thing. Lauren actually called out her rebel media replacement, Laura Loomer, for posting a picture on Twitter of 2 Muslim women walking on the streets right after a terrorist attack, saying they were disrespectful. But my question is, how is that any different from this? If there are any Lauren Southern fans watching, please tell me how this isn't racist, because I want to hear your arguments. Number 3. Before we move on, I want to have a little fun, so I'm going to use that gender swap app to see what Lauren Southern will look like as a guy. Okay, take the picture, convert, and... Well, anyway, the next three are kind of hard to describe in voiceover, so I'm basically just gonna let her say what she needs to say and then comment on them. Why big government is at war with the family. This is probably her most conspiracy theorist video, not quite to Alex Jones levels, but definitely on the same wavelength. So one day, Lauren was just at her computer doing something probably racist when she saw this Twitter run by the Swedish government, where each week a citizen is in charge of tweeting. When one was asked what makes Sweden unique, they said this.
We don't believe in God, we trust state more than family, and we eat sweet jam together with meat.
This sent Lauren into a paranoid frenzy where she realized the only way to stop the SJW cultural Marxist feminazi globalists was to kill them all. And so she went on a mass shooting rampage where she killed 7 people until being shot dead by police, and that's why this is her last video. Huh, now it makes sense. Okay, that's not true, but at least that would have been interesting. Instead, she goes on these weird tangents about how the government is trying to destroy the concepts of family and community. Because, you know, the government is one big entity and not made up of hundreds of people with friends and families and personalities. I mean, I hate the police system, but whenever people on the left go on angry tirades saying that all cops are evil, I also get annoyed.
Where do you go to in your time of need? When you're most desperate? Who do you look to? I personally go to my family. They offer me a shoulder to cry on, a place to stay, a hot meal to eat, and they're overall a therapeutic force in my life.
Well, good for you. My family helps me out if I need them. Doesn't change the fact that I think you're crazy.
I go to my community. I ask them for support, maybe a job or a cup of sugar.
Okay, I think the sugar thing was a joke, but I can't be sure, and I'm pretty certain that the job thing wasn't, and it never worked that way. Believe me, I wish it worked that way. I'd love to go down to the market and say, hey, Mr. Smith, can I have a job? Well, sure, just you start tomorrow.
Now, fast forward to a world where progressive politics has won. The nuclear family has been broken for the most part, and people feel disconnected from their mothers and fathers. They have no intention of getting married or even being monogamous for that matter. Most millennials are now single professionals living in a high-rise at 38 years old.
So you're saying progressive politics will make millennials rich enough to live in a high-rise building? Alrighty.
No kids or spouse. Their neighbors? Mostly migrants, who are very different culturally. They don't talk much. In fact, many don't even speak the same language. The local church no longer offers much support and is soon to be replaced by some brutalist government office. And the only thing close to a unique identity an individual has comes down to what gender they decide to be that day, or what superficial hair color they use to try to make up for a total lack of personality. At least there's Netflix.
Well, okay, we still have the internet, so I still have my online community. Alright. Also, you are incredibly anti-capitalist.
So if things get tough, where are you going to go? If there's an earthquake, a hurricane, a food shortage, or even just an emotional crisis?
I guess the government for most of those, and for the emotional, I could probably afford a therapist if I could afford to live in a high-rise building.
The church? You spent most of your school time learning about how that's all bigoted nonsense. So, like many of your peers, no one really attends or donates anymore.
Relax, Lauren. The churches will not be gone within the next 10 years.
The only thing you can rely on is the state. The state will build you housing. They'll give you a meal to eat and a job. With the rise in terrorism, all the garbage cans are gone, so you can pick up rubbish for the state. What about a shoulder to cry on? Well, next election, the Liberals can run on a platform of hiring more state counselors and expanding the Mental Health Bureau.
Isn't that what the Republicans run on since they don't want to do anything about gun control?
Who needs an expanding state when you have a close-knit community pitching in to voluntarily help expand that society?
Lauren, I grew up in a relatively small town where the population was like 98% white, and if I walked down and asked my neighbor for money, they would have slammed the door in my face.
It's because national identity leads to nations and unique groups of people wanting their own unique future.
Why are we fighting back against Nazi Germany, guys? They just want to create their own unique future.
You can be or have whatever skin color, hair color, or gender you want, but you can't have any culture or community to rely on if you are a slave to the state.
Jesus Christ! Remember, this is all because one person set out one tweet saying they don't believe in God, trust government more than their family, and like poisoning themselves. Lauren, the government is not trying to take your community away from you. If you want to set up a neighborhood fundraiser or community picnics, go ahead. But if no one shows up, that's not the government's fault. People just don't want to go outside and interact as much anymore. And I can't speak for everyone, but I'm pretty sure most liberals and progressives are not trying to get you to ignore your family and friends. Here's a fucking wake-up call for you, Lauren. Most of those liberals and progressives have family and friends. I feel this is a good time to say, Lauren, you'll be fine, okay? You'll be fine.
The only people this future benefits is the bureaucrats who want to control your life. Don't let them.
Number 2. What every girl needs to hear. This video is Lauren Southern in a nutshell. If you just want to watch one video to get an idea of what she is like, it would be this one. In fact, I think she may have made this same video 7 or 8 times.
Instead of telling a child who comes last in a race that they're a loser, we give them a participation trophy, and it feels really nice for both people in that situation.
There's a middle ground between giving kids unnecessary praise and being a bully. Oh, don't worry, we'll come back to reviews on bullying later. Most of this video is trying to tell young women how they should live their lives. They should remain virgins until marriage, marry as young as possible, and have kids sooner rather than later. Now let's make it clear, she doesn't actually give a shit about women's happiness. She just wants the women out there, specifically the white women watching her videos, to make white babies before the the Muslims take us over.
Young girls are having their futures sacrificed at the altar of political correctness. Women right now can do no wrong.
Oh, that's not true, Lauren. I think you're massively wrong on a lot of things. Most things. Pretty much everything.
Girls, first I want to start with a compliment, and a genuine one. You are extremely valuable.
Oh. Well, that's very nice.
You are extremely valuable, but that value diminishes over time. And I don't mean the value of your soul or the kind deeds that you do, which can potentially be beautiful forever, but I mean your sexual market value.
And you just blew it.
And your desirability as a potential partner and wife.
Because personality means nothing. We men only desire young, healthy women who will carry on the blood of our ancestors.
It is one of the most important assets of our lives as females. A stable marriage and children are statistically one of the highest predictors of happiness in a woman's life.
Hey bitch, what if she can't have children?
And your chances of having either of those things diminish over time as you push them back for partying, for work, for education, or for finding yourself, whatever it may be.
Now, yeah. Yes, some women do get so involved with work that they don't have children until they realize it's too late. It's a conversation worth having. However, Lauren makes it seem that if you don't have children, your life will be absolutely miserable. Some women don't want to have children, and even if they do decide to have them later and they realize it's too late, adoption's still a thing.
As men grow older, they earn more money and become more stable and become more valuable on the dating market.
And women don't? So you're saying the older women get, the less money they'll make? Never would have pegged you for one to believe in the wage gap.
And these men are going to be attracted to younger women. This attraction is completely rational. It's not bigoted or because of a hatred of older women. It's just a fact that younger women can have more healthier children.
What if the man doesn't want children?
They are less of a divorce risk. They come with less emotional baggage.
No, they don't. Have you ever met a woman in her early 20s?
Women love strength and resources. Men value youth and fertility.
Yeah, I'm sure when I'm 35, I'll be much more interested in some bitchy 21-year-old who's only interested in me because of my money, instead of like a 34-year-old who I like because we support each other and have similar interests. Again, you have such a low opinion of men. Also, Lauren did some fat shaming earlier, so you think a man would find this more attractive over this? Also, yeah, don't bully August Ames or Logan Paul, but bullying fat people is okay. Seriously, Lauren is basically one of the plastics from Mean Girls, but at least they knew it wasn't okay to be racist.
Oh my god, Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white.
And pairing the masculine with the feminine like this has secured our existence since the beginning of time.
The fact that gay people exist pretty much disproves your entire argument. Oh, we'll get to the gays soon.
All of the good men who want to settle down and get married do just that, but with younger women. And I'm not just making this stuff up. If you want to dig into the research regarding this, I've put all of the sources in the description.
Most of your sources are blog posts, and one of them is a video by Stefan Molyneux, the guy who thinks Beauty and the Beast and The Last Jedi are promoting white genocide.
Here's what it comes down to. Men are born poor and grow rich, and women are born rich and die poor.
Unless they don't.
As the left is so fond of saying, privilege is invisible to those who have it. And since women are born into wealth, they don't understand what it is like to be poor, and they do not appreciate the gifts they have until they're taken from them.
Okay, let's use that wealth analogy. Let's say a woman from the ages of 18 to 30 has an unlimited amount of money, but the second she turns 30, all that money goes away. Why would she not use those 12 years spending as much money as possible? So taking it back to sex, why wouldn't she have as much sex as possible when she's 20 and 21 and 22 and so on to 30, when according to you, the second she turns 30, she is completely sexually undesirable? In fact, by your logic, why should women even get married at all, since when they hit a certain age, their husbands will just be attracted to someone younger? You're pretty much disproving the very concept of marriage. Ugh, look, most of the video is more of the same. Bottom line, Lauren thinks she knows what will make you happy more than you do. And even if you did do everything she says and you have children, but then your husband dies or you get divorced because he's an abusive monster, then you're basically screwed and you should just kill yourself. Because no man will ever want you after you turn 30 and have kids. To be fair, in the later versions of this exact same video, she has added the "not all women" line. But here's my biggest problem. Lauren Southern is a female in her early 20s and is not yet married. She actually got some flack for this and later put out a video called "Why I'm Not Married."
I am not trying to sell an idea that myself as a 22-year-old needs to be married right now for the sake of traditionalism and not being a degenerate. No, in fact, I think it would be degenerate for me to get married right now without someone that I'm truly in love with and think could be a good father to my children.
Well, there you go.
So I'm not going to get married at 22 years old just so that I won't be called a degenerate on the internet.
So tell me, Lauren, why should any woman follow your relationship advice when you don't?
You're ruining people's lives when you do that. I'm looking at you, Cosmo magazine. I'm looking at you, modern sexual education in schools.
Number 1. Talking to a real-life gay. When I first saw this, I couldn't believe it was real. If I had never heard of Lawrence Southern, I would just assume this was a troll. But no, this is real. You may have noticed that most of Lauren's philosophy relies on the idea that all, or at least most women, want to be with a man. So how does that work with gay people? Well, in an interview with someone I will refer to as Little Milo, she explains.
So, gay people. Obviously, the only reason I'm having you on here is because you're remotely conservative and also a part of a minority group, which means I can relentlessly bash that group without people calling me a bigot.
That's not a joke. That is exactly what you're doing.
But in like general society, if you take the piss out of gay people, people act horrified. Like even in the playground, gay kids used to be the one who were bullied. Now it's seen as like bullying someone in a wheelchair.
Or bullying someone in general.
But the bullying was necessary. You have kids going around now, and they'll go around the playground, not like they did before, and they could act like complete like little sissy boy, and they could be like avoiding sports, or they could be running around, or like being really attention seeking. They get like bullied, maybe they get beaten up, and then they would quit it for the rest of their life. Now they're literally encouraging them to like carry on being like that, and then they go out through the rest of their lives without any filters. Whereas before, the bullying was the filter. They were like, okay, if you act like a little bitch, if you act like this, you're gonna get it cut off. It's done. You can't do it anymore.
So let me see if I got this straight. If a boy doesn't like playing sports and acts more feminine, then we should bully and beat him up, because that's the filter to show him that that's not the right thing for a boy to do. Even though not liking sports and being more feminine, it's not illegal. This already makes this video worse than everything I've seen so far, and we're only 4.5 minutes into a 22-minute video. Also again, bullying gay people and fat people, good. Bullying Logan Paul and August Ames, bad.
I think that there is an extent of social recourse that needs to happen when someone behaves in a stupid way. If I were to run into a classroom and start throwing tables around and shrieking at the top of my lungs and no one was allowed to say anything about it, I would continue on that behavior and I wouldn't be able to perform as a human being in acceptable society.
Being gay is not the same thing as flipping tables and screaming at the top of your lungs. Also, if they were doing that, it wouldn't be the bullies stopping them, it would be the teachers. And what kind of school did you go to? When I was in grade school and college, if the gay kids acted up, they got reprimanded just as much as the straight kids.
And bullying is an important part of just character building. Like, it's an important part of life because it translates to the rest of the world. I mean, people look at you in the same way as they do when you're in the schoolyard.
Okay, so any liberal can bully conservative to make them fit into their ideal society. Got it.
Where when I was in high school, I got picked on a lot for being more right-wing, libertarian, for asking questions. When I would challenge the teacher on something, and the teacher would snap back at me with like something that was completely irrelevant, like you're just a stupid right-winger, and then the whole class would laugh at me.
I wish I could have seen that. Just see Lawrence Southern there probably trying to correct her teacher and being told to shut up. Also, there's a difference between bullying and possibly beating a kid for being gay and a teacher telling a student to shut up in class.
You can never eradicate it.
But it was still good. I'm sure that was good for you because it taught you there's a counter argument. Maybe people will be against that when I leave school, and it like builds your character. It made you the person you are now. It's important.
Right. That's also something that I actually feel bad for left-wing students for. They never ever going throughout their whole education, high school, university, they never get to have their ideas challenged.
Yeah, I guess the internet doesn't exist, does it?
You can see whenever either of us speak to someone at like a far left march, they're literally exploding when you offer them a question because they've never heard of them before. Like when you said the Islam versus women's rights thing, they literally have never heard that before because they've been allowed to, bullying's been abolished, go out through the whole school life.
These people have created a world where they can't be criticized because anyone who criticizes them is just an SJW.
They've never had to face the real world. They never had their views questioned, and they literally think that they can get away with whatever they want. And on this topic of gays, it's why you have gays going around having sex. Something like I was reading today, 70% of gays have over 500 partners in their lifetime. Like,
what? I love Lauren's face. Like, even she thinks it's bullshit. I couldn't actually find any source that wasn't a Christian opinion site that actually had that fucking high of life partners for homosexuals. I mean, most only put homosexuals a little higher than hetero, but even if it was true, so what? I mean, I really don't care what people do with their sex lives.
So you basically have these promiscuous relationships, which means that gay people are sleeping with around on average, 70% of gay people sleep with over 90 partners a year. And that's like absolutely insane. Like they don't stay in stable relationships. They'll go around the world and they'll basically get huge rates of HIV, of STDs.
Higher levels of HIV in gay people is not because they're more promiscuous. It's because they don't use protection and anal sex has a higher infection rate than vaginal sex.
They can come back to the UK, they'll never be criticised, even by their own family. They can literally get life-threatening diseases and illnesses, which, by the way, cost the NHS in this country millions and millions of pounds a year when they're making cuts on, like, brain surgery and cancer research.
This is starting to get into Steven Crowder territory with the whole AIDS research is taking money away from other disease research. Like, if those gays didn't get AIDS, we might have cured cancer by now.
Would you say that the gay community as a whole, I know you don't speak for them,
Then don't ask.
gay people were still trying to earn rights and be more accepted. They were integrating into society. Like, I couldn't tell if someone was gay or not, for the most part. They wouldn't be doing this over dramatic lisp. They wouldn't be running around in the street with a dildo glued to your head.
We need to outlaw gay marriage again so those gay people will stop doing things I don't like.
It's the same thing that happened with the black community. In the 50s and 60s, there's actually been lots of studies carried out that said that black people were actually happier in the 50s and 60s, and they were in more homely families, and they had a higher full-parent household, less single-parent households, basically, in the 50s and 60s, because you had societal pressure on that group.
Yeah, societal pressure. You saying we should treat gay people like we did black people in the 50s?
They were allowed to be criticized in that era.
Yeah, it was a lot more than criticism.
Conservatives don't steal things from people. They don't punch people randomly. They aren't running around like Antifa, screaming and doing all these things.
You just said bullying was good earlier. Antifa are just bullying the right-wingers to make them better.
If one Trump supporter punches someone, or there's one white nationalist rally like Charlottesville, that's in the media for months and months and months on end.
Because someone fucking died?
Whereas a Black Lives Matter march that literally kills police officers, people won't talk about it.
Yes, they do. That was a huge news story.
And the only thing that can improve it is criticism, is we need to criticize it. Don't not stigmatize AIDS, stigmatize AIDS. Say you're an absolute idiot for getting AIDS. You're a complete moron. You cost the NHS loads of money. You're probably going to die. And you shouldn't portray this to your friends and family. You shouldn't laugh about this. Basically the whole gay community needs to be ostracized. Homophobia, like, I think homophobia is completely justified right now.
And I'm done. I'm done. There's more. I mean, she goes into transgenders, and it's exactly what you expect. This is a person who went through the trouble of legally changing her gender just to stick it to trans people. This video is awful. Even taking out that bullshit, none of their jokes work. They are both boring to listen to, and there's actually a part in the middle where the audio cuts out for over 30 seconds.
That literally kills police officers. People won't talk about it. So
she also talks more about the Islamification of the West, and, you know, she constantly goes on about how migrants and Muslims can't integrate into Western culture. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for her to integrate into Western culture. And just like how most Muslims aren't like ISIS, not every Christian or conservative are like you. You're the stereotype. You're designed to piss people off. And one day, you'll lose relevance. So, from the bottom of my heart, Lauren Southern, go fuck yourself. Oh my god.
I need you to sabotage this ship's reactor. The reactor is a complex system. Start by removing the coolant cells. Chroma? I haven't seen one since. No, it couldn't be.
But it is. I have information from the network. I will form another blueprint for you to make physical. The hunt is not over.
How did you do that?
You used to know, Ordis, but you've lost those memories, haven't you?
I seem to have misplaced them.
I could restore them. In time, we could reverse your decline, heal your malfunctions.
Chroma? I haven't seen one since. No, it couldn't be.
But it is. I have information from the network. I will form another blueprint for you to make physical. The hunt is not over.
How did you do that?
You used to know, Ordis, but you've lost those memories, haven't you?
I seem to have misplaced them.
I could restore them. In time, we could reverse your decline, heal your malfunctions.
indicators moving into position. Both ships will have us in a clear shot.
They won't shoot yet. The GFs will wait until they make it to land before they do anything. We'll just have to move faster than they can react. Tell them